Hello everyone, welcome to LeetCode, and today in this video we will discuss the question closest prime number in a range. So as the question name says, we would be given a range. So we are given two variables left and right that would define a range of numbers. Further, we need to find the prime numbers in the range. So we need to find two numbers num1 and num2 that are prime numbers and that are present in this range, and they have to be closest. So from all the prime numbers present in the range left to right, we need to find two such prime numbers that are closest or the difference between them is minimum possible. So if there are multiple pairs whose difference is the same, then we would return the pair with minimum nums1, or we would return the first pair with minimum difference. If so no such pair present, we would return -1. So that's all for this question. So for an example, here we are given a left as 10 and right as 19. Then the one possible pair here is 11 and 13 whose difference is 2. One another pair that is 17 and 19 possible whose difference is also 2. But in that case, we would return the first pair with minimum difference. Okay. Now in this range 4 and 6, let's say 4, 5 and 6. So in this range, we don't have two numbers that are prime. Only one number, that is 5, is a prime in this range. So no such pair exists. So we return -1, comma -1 as the answer. So I hope you got the question. Here we would be given one number, let's say any number, I take 3, and one another number, let's say 29. We would be given this range. We need to find the closest prime number. So in order to find the closest prime number, what we would have to do is we need to find all the prime numbers that are present in this range. So let's say 3, then 5, then 7, then 11, then 13, 17, 19, 23, then 20, then 29. So these are all the prime numbers we found first. Then we would check for the difference. So here the difference is 2, 2, here 4, here it's 2, here 4, here 2, here 4, then here 6. Okay, then we would take a pair with minimum difference. So there are multiple pair present with a minimum difference 2. Then in the such situation, we would return the first pair, that is 3 and 5. So this would be our answer in this question. So this question is pretty much simple and straightforward. Now one thing to note here is instead of checking for all the numbers, let's say 3 to 20, instead of traversing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and checking if 3 is prime or not, 4 is prime or not, 5 is prime or not, what we would simply do, we would simply call one function based on the algorithm C of Eratosthenes, something like that, it is the name. So this algorithm will return all the numbers, all the prime numbers in a range 1 to n. So what we would do, we would pass our right or the right here this right element or the ending range to this function C of Eratosthenes. Then it will return all the prime numbers starting from 1 to this right, and in here inside this right we would check for the pairs and the difference. If the difference is minimum, then we would, if the difference is minimum, then we would store in num1 comma num2. Okay, so I hope you got this. So using this series of Eratosthenes, we would find all the prime numbers first. Then inside this prime number we would check for two prime numbers whose difference is minimum. So that's all for this question. Now let's move to the coding part. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, so this function find all prime is basically the implementation of save of Eratosthenes here, and here this vector all prime numbers will store the range of prime numbers from 1 to n that are prime. So if it's if let's say any I equals to true for any I in the range, then that's a prime number. That's an indication that it is a prime number. So now what we would do here is I took one variable answer. so sorry, difference, let me name it as difference, that is integer max. Num1 is -1, num2 is -1. Now I will traverse all the numbers from left to right. I will also initialize one previous variable as -1. So if a number, that is if a number in this range is a prime number, if all prime numbers of I equals to true. Say if a number is a prime number, then what I would do is, so I would first check if a previous number is -1. So let's say if we don't have any previous number, then what we would do is we would make previous equals to I. Else, in the else condition, what we would do is, if I minus previous is less than difference. So if we found another pair of previous and I whose difference is less than this previous difference, then what we would simply do is we would store that a new difference in this difference variable. Then we would simply store num1 as previous, num2 as current number, and we would reinitialize previous as I. And in the else condition, if the difference is not less than the current difference is not less than this previous difference, we would simply do is we would change the value of previous to I. So this is a basic simple logic where if a number is a prime number, we would check its difference with the previous prime number, and if the difference is less than the previous difference, we would store that two numbers in num1 and num2. So this is simple logic, and in the end we would simply return num1 or num2. Let me now try to run this code. Let me now try to submit this. Okay, yeah, so it passed all the test cases. So here this function, this is a sieve of erase or since function, where it will store all the prime numbers in the range 1 to this right plus 1 here in this vector, and we would check if a number is a prime number, then we would find pairs with a previous prime number in this range. So I hope you got the logic behind this question. This was a simple question. If you would have known this logic, then it would be easy to solve this question. Thank you. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.